Welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring Stellar Defiance, a sci-fi journey where humanity stands strong and defies the odds across the galaxy. Dive into epic starship battles, powerful tech, and the resilience that makes us unstoppable in a universe full of challenges. If you're ready for a thrill-packed adventure in deep space, hit subscribe, and let's get started. In the cold, unforgiving reaches of the universe, where stars blink out in the distance and entire galaxies whirl in the endless void, the alien civilizations that have existed for eons have long since learned the art of survival. They've seen it all: the rise and fall of empires, the conquest of worlds, and the gradual expansion of their knowledge and power. The galaxy is a place defined by constant flux, where the strong prey on the weak, and only the most ruthless thrive. Some empires are vast, others ancient, and yet all are bound by one undeniable truth: in the universe, might makes right. For countless millennia, these extraterrestrial species have ruled the cosmos, their fleets patrolling the stars, their armies marching across planets, and their weapons capable of erasing entire civilizations in the blink of an eye. They are the apex predators of the galaxy, existing in a delicate balance of power, where only the most formidable can hope to survive. And among these countless alien species, there is one name that is whispered in fear, one species that stands apart from the rest: humanity. To the advanced civilizations of the galaxy, humanity was once an insignificant blip on the radar, an upstart species, emerging from the dirt of a small, forgotten planet on the outer rim of the Milky Way. Earth, with its primitive technology and fragile ecosystems, was considered a curiosity at best. The humans who inhabited this world were seen as fragile, weak, and unimportant. They were nothing compared to the ancient species that had existed for millennia, far outpacing humanity in terms of technological advancement and military might. To these galactic powers, humanity seemed no different than the countless other primitive species that had risen and fallen in the cosmic cycle of existence. The first encounters between humanity and the galaxy's more powerful races were dismissive at best. Human ships, tiny and poorly armed compared to the titanic warships of the galactic empires, were seen as little more than specks of dust floating in the grand scheme of things. The technology of Earth, while impressive by their standards, was laughable to the long-lived and deeply entrenched empires that had mastered the science of war for eons. Humans were small, their vessels weak, and their weaponry outdated. The galaxy's powers looked at them with condescension, seeing no threat, no reason to pay them any mind. But then, something unexpected happened. One by one, the great empires and coalitions of the galaxy found themselves facing an enemy they never anticipated. A species they had underestimated, dismissed, and ignored for centuries suddenly revealed a force that none of them had been prepared for: an indomitable will, a boundless tenacity, and an incredible resilience that seemed to defy every law of reason. Humanity had a trait that no other species had, one that was impossible to quantify: a relentless drive to survive, and an even more terrifying willingness to fight for those they loved and cared for, no matter the odds. At first, the aliens did not understand what they were facing. When a human ship entered the battle, the first thought was simple: destroy it, and the threat is gone. And so they did. Time and again, they destroyed human vessels, blasted them into dust, and watched as the remnants of Earth's fleet vanished into space. It seemed so easy, so predictable. The humans were weak, their ships destroyed in moments, their fleets scattered, and their technology far behind. Yet, every time a ship was destroyed, it wasn't the end. Every time a ship was defeated, a new one appeared, sometimes out of nowhere, sometimes from the very wreckage of the last battle. The humans did not retreat. They did not surrender. They fought. And they never stopped fighting. The galaxy's most powerful empires had underestimated the sheer force of human resolve. They thought that strength was measured in weapons and fleets, in military might and technological superiority. They thought that wars were won by who could destroy the most, who could crush the largest numbers of opponents into the dust. But the humans, fragile, weak, and technologically outmatched, showed them something they had never anticipated: the fight for survival is not a battle of strength alone. It is a battle of will, of persistence, and of the overwhelming power of an entire species refusing to back down. This relentless determination is what first made the galaxy's most powerful species begin to fear humanity. For the alien civilizations that had seen countless wars and uprisings, humanity's ability to survive against impossible odds was both a mystery and a nightmare. In the face of annihilation, the humans simply refused to yield. No matter how many times they were beaten down, how many losses they endured, the human spirit would always rise. The fearsome truth that spread across the galaxy was this: humanity couldn't be crushed, and that terrified the most powerful species in existence. But it wasn't just the humans' ability to survive that struck fear into the hearts of the galaxy's empires, it was their ability to adapt, innovate, and overcome. Where other species had relied on their ancient technologies and rigid military doctrines, humanity's strength lay in their flexibility. Earth's people had faced extinction time and again on their homeworld, global wars, plagues, natural disasters, and each time, they had found a way to survive. In space, this adaptive nature became humanity's most dangerous weapon. The galactic empires could not comprehend how Earth's technology seemed to leap forward with every battle. Every time humanity faced a new challenge, they found a way to turn the tide. Ships that were once helpless against the superior fleets of the alien invaders began to use unorthodox tactics, guerrilla warfare in space, unexpected technological modifications, and a brutal innovation that made them unpredictable. Their ships, though small and weak, were now equipped with weaponry that used the very weaknesses of the alien fleets against them. Human ingenuity in battle turned the tide again and again. Where alien forces relied on brute force, humanity relied on cunning, strategy, and a deep knowledge of how to turn adversity into an advantage. The more the galactic empires underestimated them, the more they learned, the more they adapted, until they became a force that could no longer be ignored. Every encounter with humanity's forces became more dangerous, more unpredictable, and more deadly. One of the most terrifying aspects of humanity was their willingness to engage in conflict without regard for the stakes. While the galaxy's ancient species were often careful, calculating, and cautious, humanity was not afraid to take risks, often with little regard for their own safety. Where the alien species would hesitate to engage in certain battles or wars, the humans would charge in without question. They had no fear of death, and it was that very willingness to fight that made them so dangerous. To an alien species, this was a terrifying prospect, an enemy that did not fear dying, one that would charge into battle knowing full well they might be obliterated, yet they still fought with all the fury they could muster. It was a kind of madness, a willingness to sacrifice everything, and it terrified their enemies. The reputation of humanity's brutal fighting spirit spread quickly through the galaxy. The major empires, once confident in their dominance, began to look over their shoulders, wondering if the next wave of human ships would be coming for them. They couldn't rely on their size or their technology to keep them safe. Humanity had proven that it could find new and unexpected ways to fight. The fear of what humans might do next, of what impossible strategies they might deploy, became a constant source of anxiety for the galaxy's rulers. Eventually, the fear became more than just fear of battle. It became a terror of what humanity might do if they were ever united, if all their forces were ever mobilized together. While the galaxy's powers had fought countless wars, humanity was the one species that never stopped fighting, no matter how long the battle, no matter how many battles they lost. The thought that humanity might one day rise up, mobilize every last resource, and unleash a fury that the galaxy had never seen, struck terror into the hearts of even the oldest and most advanced species. In every corner of the galaxy, the whispers spread: if humanity could survive this long, if they could turn every defeat into a victory, then what would happen when they finally unlocked their full potential? What would happen when they stopped fighting alone and came together as one? The galactic empires feared this question more than any other. The lesson was clear: aliens feared humanity not because they were the largest or the most powerful, but because they were the deadliest in ways that could not be predicted. Their ability to fight with everything they had, their unwillingness to back down, and their unwavering belief that they could never be truly defeated made them an enemy unlike any other. The galaxy had never faced a species like humanity, one that was so relentless, so adaptable, and so damn determined that it became impossible to predict the outcome of a conflict. To the aliens, this made humanity an anomaly, a force that could not be reckoned with, and that was more terrifying than any weapon or military might. This, ultimately, is why aliens fear fighting humans, because in the face of insurmountable odds, humanity will fight, and they will keep fighting, until there is nothing left standing but their victory. They are the one species that refuses to be defeated, and that, in the eyes of the galaxy, is the most dangerous thing of all.